time will always exponentially be greater than money. People want to hold on to money. They think holding on to money and hoarding that it's what's going to create wealth. It's impossible. You cannot hold on to it. It's a tool to use. It's not about the amount of money that you make, but it's about the amount of impact that you've had.
Y'all gotta leverage AI. It's not just hype,
100%.
it's the new gold rush. You got some money, if you have a closed fist, how's more money gonna enter?
That's why most people are stuck in the poverty, because they just want to receive, take, and they've got nothing to give, or they don't want to give anything. A lot of people feel like the Bible, it's a religious book, and it's not.
It's a course. It's basic instructions before leaving Earth.
But I always knew that I was going to be a millionaire. That was the only goal. There's no option B.
Yo, welcome back to another one. We back again with the Deletekings Podcast. How you feeling today, bro?
Amazing, bro. Amazing.
Hey,
definitely.
so-
Thanks for having me.
For sure. I go by the name Deleteking 850, and I got my boy here with me.
Yes, sir. Marco, go by Mr. GWB.
Yeah. So we back. A few changes, Took my talents down to Florida,
Yes, sir.
So we right here. We in Miami.
We in the 305.
You know what I mean? And yo, it's been a blessed summer. Haven't shot an episode in a while, but that don't matter. You wouldn't know. All right, we uploading consistently. Followers are going up. Dollars are going up. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Income and the network, the environment's going up. So down here in Miami, met bro in ATL at a 1% event. Well, I can tell you a little bit more about the 1%, but me as a leader that I am, I have to go seek leadership and mentorship as well, and then bring back the game to my community as well. So we met the 1%, and that's a mastermind led by him 500.
Yeah,
and
one of the GOAT.
Part of Recession Proof and all of that.
Uh-huh.
And I joined that recently to meet like-minded individuals like Marco here. So what we gonna do, he gonna let y'all know about what he does.
Right.
And he's been doing it for a while successfully. I just let him, really break it down for y'all. Y'all in for a treat though. You're gonna learn something today.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Let's go.
Like said earlier, name's Marco. Go by Mr. GWB, which is the name of my company. GWB stands for Generational Wealth Builder. We definitely believe in, building wealth and teaching our community about financial literacy. I started as an entrepreneur doing life insurance or just insurance in general, educating our community in insurance and teaching them how that life insurance is not only about death, that it actually has investments inside of it that could potentially create wealth for your family or generations to come. And about 6-7 years ago, got into taxes, where we help people get the most money back that they would get compared to, other tax preparers and things like that. That's how we started, to now where we have a tax strategist firm where we strategize and help high income earners to save the most money on their tax liabilities instead of having to give money back to the IRS and Uncle Sam, so yeah.
I wish I met him years ago, because man, taxes, man. So I'm the wrong person to ask about taxes, but he got all the answers, because not only he has the knowledge, the know-how, the certifications, he had the software, and he's teaching people how to do it too.
100%.
Oh man,
Listen,
yeah, he was telling me about it.
If you're a tax preparer, or if you always wanted to get in the tax business, you just didn't have the right system, like he mentioned, or having the right software and the right mentor to guide you on how to make this. Listen, I've been doing this for a couple of years, like I said, and I've made multiple 6 figures doing this. Even my first year, I surprised myself on how well I did. And after that, I just started implementing everything. And when I got with Ty, and we were talking in ATL, and I was explaining to him, like, bro, I've never done ads. I've never done a lot of the things that we're learning inside of the 1%ers, mastermind, as far as having automation systems and having all of these things. I'm like, bro, I've been able to run up a bag just on a one-man show, not having a system. I'm like, bro, now that we got a system, we got a community, I got like-minded individuals around me, bro, it's up. So if you're looking to be in the right environment, I'm telling you, this is the perfect time to be part of this team, because we're about to take off. And once I'm up there, don't think that I'm gonna have time to. Anyways, you know. So this the time.
It's the time to get access. He even has this community. I got a free community, school.com/850, and he got a lot of people in his community pretty quick in the group chat, WhatsApp, and I see what's going on there. We got weekly calls.
Yeah.
Where he's just giving the game.
Yeah.
There's no gatekeeping.
No gatekeeping at all. Like literally serving the people.
Why is that?
So the reason why I decided to do that, I remember literally after doing, some business numbers, and I said to myself, oh man, again, when I got the revelation that, if I was able to do this without a system, I'm gonna do this and that. And then that whole week, I couldn't sleep because of how excited I was. And then I got a revelation from God saying that, like, bro, the only way, because again, the name of my company is GWB, for Generation Wealth Builder. The only way to build wealth, it's not about the amount of money that you make, but it's about the amount of impact that you've had, like the amount of people that you've impacted, whether it's through knowledge, whether it's helping them, getting to the next step, or if they stuck in the area of their life, you help them get unstuck. So it's like, okay, so it made sense. So I'm like, all right, so I need to serve the people, because the money will just be a byproduct of that. The more you serve, it just comes along with that. So the more it's like the clearer the vision got, it was just like, oh yeah, it's about serving the people. So automatically I'm like, oh yeah, so it's up. So that's why we put this community together. It is, again, we have two versions of it. We have the free community on WhatsApp.
So you decided to give back. You can go from there.
Yeah. So, decided to give back by, putting a community together where I know and understand. For quite some time, I felt stuck, and it was a terrible place or feeling to be in, knowing that you have a vision, you see far, you know how far you want to go, you know how far you see a vision get, but because you didn't have the right, environment, or you didn't have the right community around you, it wouldn't flow. And, obviously around that time as well, I couldn't afford a mentor. And this is when I realized, if I could put in place a community for people that don't have the money yet, and still be able to give them, knowledge, and still be able to help them in the area, just serve them, service the people in the area where they don't even need money to get that. Now I'm opening doors for the other community that we actually have. That's a paid community where we get more in depth about other services and other mentorships and different things that we could actually help them elevate from, to the next level. Mm-hmm. So that was the mind shift thing for me. It was just mind blowing. When that clicked, everything else was just, it didn't matter. Like the money, we're making good money. The money is good. So it's like, the money is not even thought now. It's just like, I just know it's there, it's going to happen. Now
Did you always have money? Like, where did it all start for you as far as entrepreneurship?
Did I always have money, man?
True, keep it real.
No, honestly, I've always been a person that, a hustler. Back then, I'm no longer a hustler now. I'm an actual business owner. I have a system and things like that. But I've always had that hustle in me. I remember in high school, the church I used to, attend at that time, they had this place they used to get candies and things from. I don't know if it was from Publix or those big companies that would give the church candies and things like that. So the first lady of that church would give me bags of candies. I'm talking about Hershey's, Snickers, and Kit Kats and all of these things. And I'll be in the high school selling candies and selling all of these things. So I'd make literally $20, $50 a day. And you in high school making $20, $50 a day, that's bread.
Bro, you only need $300 a day to do six figures. So you in high school making actual real money. Like, what's like people do what, $17 an hour? Like I'm saying, but you in high school and figured out a way to make money at the same time. So you was already like All right.
So from there, coming from a Caribbean family, they definitely believe in go to school, and once you graduate high school, go to college, become an engineer, a doctor, or a lawyer, or attorney, really. That's the path I wanted to go at first. I went to school for engineering, mechanical, wanted to, do work on boats, work on airplanes and things like that. But when I did my first course or first class in college, I was like, yeah, nah, this ain't for me. And, because now I've always been somewhat a rebel, meaning that I don't conform by the society's whatever they want you to do or your parental guidelines on what your parent would want you to do. So I went my own way. I moved out of my, my parents' house at 18. So when I moved, me and my ex at that time, we were renting a place in Aventura, Miami, with another couple, and within 6 months they left us. So I had to jump back to go back to my parents' house.
You say you was from the Caribbean originally?
Yeah, originally Caribbean country. So I'm from Haiti.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. Haiti, sac passé.
Let's go.
Right.
So and then you left your parents' crib straight to Miami.
So we were already here. So originally born in Haiti, came here. Left Haiti at 8, moved to France, lived there for 5 years. Came down here at 13, which was 9th grade in high school. So I've been here ever since 13 years old. However, I after graduating high school, my parent wanted me to go to school for these things. But because I didn't, I had to move out of their house and go get my own place.
Right.
But now, as a young gang, I don't understand the value of jobs. I couldn't keep a job. That's another thing. I couldn't keep a job, bro. For a period of 3-4 years, I probably had over 20 jobs. I've never spent more than 6 months out of a job. I couldn't keep a job. That's when, eventually I realized I couldn't be an employee. I was meant to be the boss.
Let me ask you this, right? Let's say high school. Did you have a vision, a dream of what you envisioned yourself doing? Not what your parents said, but what you actually wanted to do. Did you already know or you didn't really know?
As far as a specific industry or as far as, something specific, no. But I always knew that I was going to be a millionaire. That was the only goal. Like ever since 5-6 years old, I would always tell my parents, my sisters, whomever, like, yo, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna be big. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. But a lot of times, because, and that's the thing, people sometimes, because you feel like someone would shatter down your dreams, don't think it's because they don't like you or they hate you. It's because they don't have the vision that you have. Like the vision was given to you by God, not them. So a lot of times you got to focus on what you feel inside. So I always knew what I wanted to be. I just didn't know the how yet. And that's the important part of having a community or having mentors and things around. And I remember I got introduced to network marketing. This company named Primerica, I got introduced in 2013, where I first got my 2015 or 2017, I got my insurance license with them. And, I definitely did maybe about $30,000 to $50,000 with them. And then I got recruited into another company named PHP. PHP.
No, you literally work with the most popular.
Yeah. Oh yeah, people helping people. Patrick Bedazian.
Yeah.
Bro, if I literally in the office right now, I have a plaque where I did $90,000 in, was it 2 months, 3 months in that company. Like I was breaking records, qualifying for the trips they were having in Jamaica and different overseas. Like when I left Primerica, I went over there, we was killing it, running numbers. That's when I was living life and just whatever. But before all of that, bro, I ended up sleeping in my car before. Not because I didn't have, parents or people to go back to, but because I made my choice. So I put my big boy pants on, like, yo, I'm gonna figure things out on my own. I have never been the type to if I fail, where I'm gonna run back to somewhere. Like there's no option B. Like it's gonna work or it's gonna work. That's just always been my mindset. Something gotta give. So.
Sheesh. Okay. So entrepreneur, because I wanted from high school, I wanted them to know, like, out of high school, college didn't really work out. You did not even a semester, you said, or what? So
as far as that side of it didn't work for me. But I did get my bachelor in business. I did other, I got so many certificates and degrees, bro.
Would you recommend college for anybody watching?
In this current world, no. I have a mentor. One of my mentors, Myron Golden. He says that as the world is changing, we're realizing that the things that used to work 50, 60 years ago are not the answers or the keys anymore. Meaning that you had, the different ages. You have the industrial age, you had the age of computer, now you're in the AI age. You have different things that are happening. Unless you're getting a specific career where, you needed hands-on, if you wanted to be a doctor, you want to be an engineer, these specific careers, cool. However, if you're just getting something just to get, I think, I wouldn't say college is a scam. Obviously, you want to be educated. I do believe in education, and college is not the only way to get educated. And that's the thing I want to mainly focus on, is to remind our younger people that college is not the only way to be educated. There's a lot of people that has done it. And matter of fact, most millionaires and billionaires never actually finish college, and they read a lot of books, they get mentorships, because if you're going to college to learn about business from someone that don't even own a business, what can they really teach you? Right. So I'm a firm believer in learn from the cat that's actually done it before.
Mm-hmm. Do you feel like you remember anything from college?
No, honestly. I mean, I guess subconsciously, if there's certain things that I'll see, then I'm like, oh yeah, I remember being that. But as far as like on my daily life, no, as a matter of fact, even some of the experiences in college, I don't even remember. It's like,
the one thing that stuck out to me when I was going to college was that I was doing like video, right? Mm-hmm. And I was trying to get my homework done, but to get the homework done, I was on YouTube trying to figure it out. At that point, it kind of clicked. And I did that a few times where I like, the professor's right there, but it's just like, she kind of already gave the assignment, and it's like, get it done, figure it out. And I was like, okay. And then I'm on YouTube figuring it out. I'm like, I might as well do YouTube University.
100%.
So it's like, at the end of the day, with AI picking up, I'm very influenced by the young people that I see on social media. I see people going live and making 20,000 on TikTok. I've just been doing this for 5 months. I already made like 6. You have to take advantage of social media these days. Or you don't have to. Not everybody likes social media, but people are not even having to show their face and making money with AI, things that can think for you. Like, I'm trying not to take AI for granted. Like, I keep hiring and firing all these employees and this, and I'm like, you know what? I've hired like a bunch of people this summer, and then it's just like, let me try and automate this. If I'm gonna spend time training these people, I'm gonna try and I will figure out this automation.
Yeah, that way you don't it's a one-time
thing. I can give it instructions, and it's gonna remember those instructions, because when I log into ChatGPT now, it remembers conversations from a year ago. Like, I built out this this business plan. I was like, okay, I need to make X amount by December 25th, 2025, right? Break it down. How much do I need to make monthly, daily, weekly, and what is my hour worth? Right? Broke it all down, do this, and that. And it still told me I need to hire 1, 2, 3, and 4. But I'm like, I'm gonna figure out how to automate that second one. And then the other one, cool. Create the job post for position number 2 that I need. And then it's like, I've been seeking that specific job post. Like, it gave me information that, let's say I was aware of, but it like broke it down. Right? So I'm saying all this to say this, man, y'all gotta leverage AI. It's not just hype, it's the new gold rush for real.
So that's another thing that, I've learned, every ages of this world has been something. Like, for example, in the industrial age, it probably took a couple of decades or a couple of centuries, and then now you moved into the social media age. It probably took a couple of decades for us to get now to the AI age. Now, if you're trying to be a big developer right now, you're trying to be something big, the social media age, you could still use it as marketing and things like that, but that age has kind of like, it's been solidified. You have the Meta, you have certain key companies that's running that now. another for you to get to the next level before you get left behind, you must connect to AI. It's the new thing going on. And I know a lot of people feel like, oh yeah, AI is taking over and is gonna, replace the mind of people, or as if, God is not like the greatest of all time, meaning that there's nothing could be created by men that could replace human beings.
Right, they create.
So
God creates humans create AI.
that.
People are fear that AI is going to replace.
It's never going to happen. It's impossible. What happens is a lot of people feel like AI makes people dumber, or I feel like AI, it's an enhancer or an enhancement. What it does is if you were smart, it makes you smarter. Mm-hmm. And if you were dumb, it makes you dumber. Right. That's just how it works. So just like ChatGPT, like you could give ChatGPT to someone who don't know anything about it or don't know how to use it. They won't be able to get the full potential of it compared to someone that actually know how to use it. So it's all about education or knowledge.
You got to get good at prompting and really being articulate with your questions for AI.
Right,
because at the end of the day,
specific.
If you don't know, they also say you have like a bias when you're researching information. So the more you research, you're more likely to see stuff that you already kind of agree with. I forgot what the
I've seen that recently.
Yeah, like you get what you're searching for. Yeah. So you have to learn how to ask it in a certain way, like to get the right answers, especially even with like Google and stuff like that. Like if you're researching something and you're trying to prove yourself right about something, based off of either your past search results or your archives history, Google's most likely gonna show you what you're expecting to see. It's like, see, I was right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's crazy. So really, your whole reality is being altered, it's being altered by your present, your biased mind frame already. Right. So if you're not a person that is open-minded to learn something new or something different, and you stuck to thinking that your belief or your old ways of thinking is the only way, you're stuck and you'll never grow, and you're gonna look behind, or you're gonna look and you'll see everybody else is ahead of you and you're still stuck in where you're at because you're not willing to shift your mind and see a different angle or a different solution to certain things. So yeah, 100%. I literally heard someone talked about that yesterday. I think it was Myron saying that like there are companies making billions of dollars by showing you exactly what they know you're looking for. Mm-hmm. Like whatever your mindset, if you're a person that is, what they call that, the people that are, what's the political term for that?
Oh, like left or right or
right. Those people. If that's what you believe in, that's the propaganda. That's what they showing you. Yeah. So you could be like, oh yeah, I was right. See, I told you. So it's like that's just that's mind blowing to me. It's like.
What do you remember like an aha moment, like an epiphany, like when things started to click for you in business overall, and you just before your winning streak, it just.
Yeah. Yes, I remember aha moment for me was reading the book of King Solomon. It's especially business. A lot of people feel like the Bible, it's a religious book, and it's not. It's a book that contains religion, but it's not a religious book. Like in the Bible, you have business, you have mindset, you have history, it's a whole bunch of different, guides.
It's a course.
It's literally
basic instructions before leaving Earth.
For God, literally. And I feel like a lot of the reason why, and that's the thing. For example, a lot of times, like this mic earlier before we set it up, I didn't even read the manual. I just was looking at different things and piecing pieces together. And then I realized, oh shoot, I had this wrong. I had that wrong. But whole time, if I had took my time and read the manual, I would have known the perfect way to put it together the very first time without messing up. And a lot of time we go through life, we're messing up or we effing up in life. It's because we're not reading the manual of our life. Because if the creator that made us provided us with the manual, it's for a reason. The book is literally the manual on how to live life.
Man, that's the greatest example, because I swear we was like hitting the thing, and then I'm like, usually it fit like a puzzle, and then he like, Took a step.
Bro, it was crazy. And mind you, this is something I was trying to fix for months, bro. So that was another, and that's the thing, that's the beautiful thing about life. A lot of time I feel like we're looking for a goal or the end goal or something. I feel like the beauty of life is enjoying the journey, So it's like, if your goal is to become a millionaire and then you became a millionaire, and then what? It's like, okay, what's next? You'll never be fulfilled if you're just goal oriented and driven and you think that's all life is about. Like, every day is literally the day the Lord has made, and you must rejoice and be glad in it. So like, literally live. That's one of my mottos. Like, I wake up, I got lungs, I could breathe, I got my legs, I could walk, I could move around. So it's like, I bet, who can I impact today? Whose life can I change today? Or how can I become a better individual than I was the day before? And I think that the more and more we learn to stop comparing our lives with others and what we're seeing online on social media, you actually find true meaning of life and true, inner happiness, instead of looking for outwards or, looking for it from other people. But my aha moment in business was definitely by reading the Word of God. And I'm not saying I've read the Bible from back to front. Definitely, there's a lot more books. There's like over 66 books in the regular Bible alone for me to read. But that book of business from King Solomon alone was like, it was an aha moment. Like, there's nothing new in this world. Like, King Solomon was the first dude with a webinar. This nigga was like, he was the first coach, the first mentor. This dude was mentoring like people, queens and kings from other kingdoms. They would travel into his kingdom and he would teach them. And then now when you tell people about mentorship or things like that, like, why would I pay for a mentorship? Okay.
Talk about that a little bit. The idea that you would pay somebody to learn from them. Man, it's one thing to like try and figure stuff out on your own, but it's ironically, I'm guilty of it. I've given people advice like, what would they do from scratch, right? We want to get some business funding, and then what? Right? And then that's always the question. Oh, but I have to pay it back. What? First of all, you get access to capital, you have a choice to actually spend it and invest it, or you just hoard it, right? Out of fear of doing anything. All right, cool. Next step is like, now you need to figure out what to do because you don't want to screw it up. You don't want to burn the money, waste it, make a costly mistake, right? End of the day, it's like, cool, what's next? Probably want to hire or work with somebody who's really, really good with money. They just made better decisions.
That's right.
Right? So, and a lot of people, ironically, you would look at somebody who's good with money and everybody's like, oh man, that's how he makes his money because he gets people like you to give him money. Like, so can you break that down with your opinion? Like, because it's a catch-22. It's like there are some grifters out there and some charlatans and people that they sell you a dream, but some people they stamped, they verified, they got results that you couldn't fake. An overwhelming amount of testimonials and other clients and stuff. That how do you even choose the right mentor?
Well, first of all, what I would say is everything that God has created, the devil created his own version of it. There's the devil, or the enemy has always been the thief in that aspect, meaning that whenever the idea of coaching and showing people how to do certain things, because remember, King Solomon was like the greatest wisdom or king of all time, like the wisest king of all time. And it was because that's what he asked God when God, was literally offering him, the cattle and the golds and the silver and everything. He chose wisdom, and God tested his wisdom by giving him, access to the two mothers. And it's a long story. We're not going to get into that right now, but you have to understand that also there are going to be people that are going to try to be like King Solomon, but really they don't have the value to bring. And because of these people now that are either selling false dreams, that are living a life that is showing up because they didn't really have value inside of them. It's going to be a fighting battle where people will feel as if, okay, why would I pay you this and you don't even have proof that you've done it before, or you're just talking about the money you made, you're talking about this and that, but where is the proof of who have you impacted? Who can defend you, who can stand behind you and say, oh yeah, this actually worked. I've done it. I've tried it. It works for me. And this book is a book that has been here for thousands of years. We're talking about way before Christ. Okay, this man wrote this book, and there's like recorded proof that this has worked. And this is how you choose a mentor. Because a lot of times, if you feel as if you don't want to pay for a mentor because you want to figure it out on your own, by all means, go ahead and do that. And that's the difference, honestly, between a broke mindset and a person that has a vision or a visionary, because these people, they value money more than time. Time will always exponentially be greater than money. That means that if you have $1 million right now, and that you've been diagnosed with a cancer or whatever form of disease, and there's a cure for it that works 100% of the time, would you give up that $1 million to be cured? And most people would say yes. Or let's reverse it. If you know that for a fact that money is equivalent to time, if someone were to give you $1 million, saying, yo, you got to kill yourself right now, would you do it? Most people's not going to do that, because automatically we know that time is more valuable than money. So if time is more valuable than money, if I'm trying to become a successful person in my specific career or in my specific journey or in my specific industry, and there's hundreds of people that has already done it, why would I go through all the headaches and hoops and hiccups on trying to waste time to figure it out when I could just give you money and buy back my time? Okay, if it was going to take me 3 to 5 years and you could show me a rope on how I could get it done in 6 months, that is more valuable than my money. But people want to hold on to money. They think holding on to money and hoarding that it's what's going to create wealth. It's impossible. You cannot hold on to it. It's a tool to use. So if money is a tool, you use it by paying a mentor or a coach to guide you into, because the same people that says that, they go into college and pay $40,000 to get a degree that they can't even find a job with, or be mentored or coached by a person about business that have never ran a business and have no earthly ideology on how business works. Mm-hmm. But you want to come and tell me that you don't want to pay for a mentor, everybody's a scam. Hey, die poor for all I care. It is what it is.
So
I didn't want to sound like that.
Nah, for real. It's real. It's facts, And I want them to sort of understand your story just a little bit more, right?
Right.
Because like you the college thing, you still got your degree and everything, but then you found a lot of success within months into the insurance space. 2 different ones, the 2 most popular ones.
Yes.
Why leave that and then talk about what mentors you even tapped in with, like how you progressed to where you are now?
What I would say for most, again, that's why it's important to have a community. I'm not saying that you always need that to do your own thing, but I think starting with these companies has been what shifted my mindset, because I've been around people that has made, hundreds of $1,000s in a day. And when I was looking and hearing these stories about the amount of money that these people were making, and I'm like, that don't even make no sense. People can't even make that a year, and you're making that. So that automatically expand my mind to the possibilities of what is out there, right? That was the first thing. And the second thing was being around that energy all the time. Every time you go to the office, there was an opportunity meeting. Every time you go to the office, there was someone that is being recruited. Every time you go to the office, there was clients that was being served on life insurance and things like that. So it was like, bro, it's a lot more out there than getting a 9-to-5 job. And again, remember, I was telling you my story on how I couldn't keep a job. So when I realized on what is out there and the possibilities of how you could acquire wealth, I never changed back. Now, I've failed from that environment to where I got burned out, and for other specific reason, that's another story for another time. I got burned out and I felt to myself like, yo, I definitely want to look for something else where I want to start doing something else. That's how I got into the tax business. Well, first, before the tax business, I was doing another network marketing company called TLC. They do health and wellness. So they have a lot of health products, detox tea, just health and wellness products in general, a lot of natural products that they use. Even with that company as well, I've made 6 figures because I understood how business worked. I understood the power of sales. Like, I believe in sales. Like, the number one way of creating wealth in America is sales. We're selling something every day. When you go and, get a job, you literally selling yourself short by accepting whatever that they offered you per hour for your time. I realized that my time is the most valuable thing to me, and you cannot buy my time. I'm not going to work for someone, not for $100 an hour, not for $50 an hour, not even for $1,000 an hour. You cannot pay me to work hourly for my time. I could create a service because I am made in the image of a creator, so I am creative. So I could also create a service. I could create a product. I could create something that I will now, bring value unto someone else that is needed, someone that needs my product or my service. And then now I charge you a price for that. That is different from selling you my specific time, because I find out that true freedom is literally being able to do what you want, when you want, how you want, without, having to call off, without having to ask a boss for, hey, my family's sick, my mother's sick, can I have some time off, please? So when I got into the mindset where, I'm going to serve people, and the more people I serve, the more money I make. So how can I create a service or a product that does not run out, a product that I could create one time and then live off of that for the rest of my life? Or I could just keep on creating. That's the beauty of being creative, because now the more you create and then you realize it worked, you're like, oh shit, what's next? Because that's how we're wired. That's how God made us. So just seeing how I started from the network marketing companies and things like that, and just them opening my vision on what's possible out there. I was like, okay, so not only that, I didn't have to go to work a 9-to-5. I've experienced it. I've worked there. I was never able to keep a job for a long time, but I still worked there. And then I, transitioned from that into network marketing. And then that was also beautiful, but it was commission based. I worked for something, I get a portion or commission based on what they pay me, but I was around great energy and good everything. Now I'm like, oh, the same company that does that, now I could go create my own company and have my own services and my own products and things like that. So now I went to the next transition, the next level, which is where I am now, having my own businesses. And then now I'm now giving back and training other people, other individuals, to do exactly what I do, and then now get a commission of what they do, just like those big companies were doing. Now I'm creating my own empire. Franchise. There you go. I'm creating my own empire and franchise, literally by implementing the business that were already there hundreds and thousands of years before I even thought about creating my own thing. So the more that you are in living in your creative space, and you're literally living in your God-given talent, you cannot suffer. God will always provide things will always flow without you even knowing where it would come from or how it would work. If you determine that I don't want to work and you don't mind suffering, because that's where most people fail. They don't want to suffer for 2 to 3 years until they get to that level. There is no such thing as easy. There is no such thing as becoming successful the next year. Yes, every rule has exceptions. There are some people within their first 6 months, they become millionaires. There's people within their first whatever month in business, they become millionaires, right? However, the statistic tells you most businesses fails within 2 to 5 years. So if you could literally stay strong for 2 to 5 years, you're literally now better than 95% or 90% of businesses that didn't make it. So you just want to go through that period of where, like, yo, even if things are not working right now, you got to understand that all work works. It's either working on you or it's working for you. But a lot of times we're looking for things to work for us right then and there instead of let the work on you. Because I firmly believe, and you have to first become something, another for you to have something.
Yo, that's facts. You know, it's like you got to do certain things before you're even ready to do them, literally, and it's gonna feel a little weird. I remember when the only, like, a small example I can give you guys was what I was like buying my Escalade, and I remember, like, I'm about to, you know, I'm really about to do this. I'm driving out the lot, like, and it's just like brand new. Just got off the truck, like they didn't even put the real wheels on it yet.
0 miles.
Yeah. I'm like, I've grown up, you buy used cars, you know what I mean? Like, is this a good decision? But I was like, look, I took that leap, but it was because of the person I'm becoming, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I can use a vehicle. Mm-hmm. I'm an entrepreneur. I have multiple businesses and more than just that, you know, but like, the end of the day, I remember that specific feeling, like how I was feeling, like, am I ready for this? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's, it was just like, I had to be the person that, you know, you know, there's other, that even moving to a new state, you know what I mean? 100%. Oh, am I ready for this? You know, 100%. Like, you gotta do the things that you might feel uncomfortable with, but
it pushes you. Yeah.
You know, and then another thing is, like, who do you identify as? If you identify as a millionaire, as a multi-millionaire, what would the millionaire version of you do? What are those actions that you are taking, knowing that it's going to work out? There is no plan B. Like, it's going to work out because the future you is waiting for you to just, like, synchronize.
That is so powerful. Like, the moment we understand that in the spiritual realm, that time does not exist. God or the Creator lives in eternity, meaning that all our past, the present, and the future, he's living everything all at once. So your past has already been seen by God. Your future, your present is being seen by him, and your future, and I'm talking about not tomorrow, but hundreds of thousands of years from now, your generations to come, they're all already there. So if you were made in his image and you are already meant for greatness is already there waiting on you. Your future self, the future millionaire, the future billionaire, the future whatever that you want, it's already there. You just have to become a better version of yourself to now step into that reality.
Exactly. Because you do have the options to sit on your hands and do nothing. And sleep in.
And that time is still gonna go.
God gives you free will. So it's like, you could just sit there and do absolutely nothing and not live up to your full potential. But if you at least take action and not keep talking about what you're about to do, you're gonna see some results. And like he said, there's no avoiding suffering, right? Those stories you see on Instagram, oh, I made $1 million in three months after I met my mentor and this and that. Look, man, cool, that does happen. Happens. But if you waiting on it to happen for you, I mean, chase after, it's cool. It's cool, keep grinding. Keep grinding, today is another day.
That's right.
One day closer, 1% better to your $1 million, to your multi-millions, 8 figures, whatever you're trying to achieve out there to hit your goals. Like, you know, one day at a time with it. What's one thing that you think everybody should definitely know? Like, let's say business-wise, like what gets you excited, whether it's taxes or, because I know you're providing a lane and a platform software for people to learn it, but they don't actually, the software does most of the heavy lifting. What's something that you think the world absolutely needs to know, like a PSA?
So yeah, what I would say is definitely having the right mindset first of all. Again, exactly, piggyback off exactly what we just said. As far as becoming or doing your own thing, I would say find someone that has done it before and that has actual, proof that it has worked for them, and that could show you the rope, which is exactly what I'm doing now, and teaching people how to become a tax preparer. It's not like for example, I have about 5-6 people so far in the team where there are some of them that's been doing it for 2-3 years. They only make an extra $5,000 a year, and literally they're content with that. So you could have all the tool. You could have, again, like we all have the tools. God created all of us with the tool inside of us, but it's what you decide to do with it. How hungry are you for that success? Or do you believe in yourself that you really are able to do this? Because when I'm looking back at the way I got into the tax industry and the way that the person that taught me the software before I went and did my own research and study and went to, the seminars and, get my EA, which is an enrolled agent with the IRS, which is like the highest form of certification that you could get with them and things like that. Before I was able to do all of these things, I was still making 6 figures in the tax business within my first and second year, compared to somebody else that's been with me for 2-3 years making $3,000, $5,000, or $10,000 for that season. And I'm like, bro, I literally gave you everything that I know that I'm making 500,000, 600, whatever the amount of money that I'm making. I show you the exact same steps and you're not even making $50,000 with that.
Why do you think that happens?
Mindset, environment, and when I say mindset, to clarify what I mean by that, for those of you who want to shift your mindset, it's understand that you're in control of the outcome of your perspective. Meaning that if you believe that I'm not going to be able to do this, you're literally forming the outcome within your thoughts. Like the thoughts become your reality. It didn't just come to pass where you're not performing the way you're supposed to perform. It's because of the thought in the back of your mind. The moment I introduced you that opportunity, you're like, fuck, I won't be able to do it. The moment you start having that doubt in the back of your head, it won't work. The reason I am where I am right now, the reason I've become who I've become, it's because, bro, I'm one of those people where automatically once I see that this human being have a jet, this human being has a boat, this human being could do this with that, man, I could do 500 times that. I could do 500 times that. That is my mindset. My mindset, if you can do it, I could do it. And I feel like most people don't believe in their self enough, or they don't believe in God enough, because if you don't believe in yourself, you don't believe in God that made you. Because if God says, I've made you in my image, and you serve an all-powerful God that is capable of doing everything, why would you limit yourself to thinking that I can't do this or I can't do that? I feel like there's nothing that is impossible. Bro, there were times where I would feel invincible. Like, put me in the room with a gorilla, I'll beat that mindset. It's like, it's so crucial, bro. It's crucial to have the mindset of a conqueror. Like, I could conquer everything. That's my mindset. And I think that's what differentiate me from a lot of others. There are a lot of people that are more talented than I am. There are a lot of people that are more educated than I am. There are a lot of people that are a lot more whatever they think, in this world that they are than me. But my mindset, I am so connected to the higher source and power that I believe in myself so much that I'm outperforming all of y'all. You have a doctor that could go to school for 14, 15 years and they can't live the lifestyle that I'm living. I'm making more money than you and I have more time freedom than you. So it's like, what do you want? What do you want? So I feel like the tools are there, the mentorships are there, the coaches are there, but if you have a blockage from within, none of that matters. The system doesn't matter, the coach don't matter, the mentor don't matter, none of that matter. If you have the issue mentally in yourself that you think you're all limited, then you're literally, the power of life and death is in the mouth, is in the tongue. You know, so if
do you whatever, because that goes really deep. That goes really deep. What could you even suggest, just for now, to remove that roadblock, that mental roadblock, if anything? Because it's not as easy as saying fix your mindset. Maybe taking a drastic step to change your environment, that's a big leap. Mm-hmm. That's what I could suggest. Mm-hmm. Gets you closer to that step. But maybe, okay, you have the funding for a mentor or something like, but that blockage is still there. Maybe they're not scared to lose the money, cool, whatever. But what is the number one thing you can maybe suggest for now? Because we gonna hit you with a few more episodes and go deep into it, but to remove that blockage, to really get in sync, like, to take it to their full potential?
Honestly, I would say change your environment. Start small. You don't have to go pay thousands of dollars to mentor yet. You don't have to, because you go pay $10,000 for a mentorship, $50,000 for a mentorship. If as a person is not ready, again, like I said, it doesn't matter. So I would say start small, join small communities where, you know, you're paying only $20 a month, you're paying only $30 a month, only $40 a month, where you're making a sacrifice on wanting to become better. Because yes, you may not have the mindset where I'm able to do it yet, but just making that step forward, thinking that, yo, I can invest in myself at a smaller, you know, level and still be around other people that are trying to get to the next level. And you'd be surprised the connections that you would make during, you know, those things. And it has a lot to do with, again, your community, your environment. The more you are, like I mentioned earlier, being in, you know, network marketing, that alone shifted my mind. So I would say anywhere you could step in where there are individuals who firmly believe in abundance, who firmly believe in there is a greater life out there, you want to surround yourself and be in those rooms. You want to surround yourself and be in those environments, because faith comes by hearing. The more you hear positive things, the more you hear things of, you know, things that you didn't even think would be possible, the more you're hearing these things, you are going to become that, because you are what you hear. And I think that would be one of the first steps to do is start with small mentorship, go in events that are around you, you know, just start with that until you start, and you will know when you need the next level. Mm-hmm. You know, you'll know when you need to go to the next level.
For sure. Because I mean, even for me, like, sometimes, usually towards the end of the year, you know, we got like a few more weeks to go for this year.
Yeah.
I'm usually more like investing, like, oh, I can't leave the year the same way I came in. Right. So I'm usually more risk averse or something like where, it's time to change your life. Now, you mentioned something as far as like sacrifice, just a little bit, right? Now, when we met, I was like, yo, this gotta be, so before we wrap up this episode, I gotta bring this up. Because he actually got a hack for making more money that a lot of people, it goes over their head. Yeah. They don't even consider. You know what I mean? It's not about being religious now, but this is a hack.
It is a hack.
That I was like, yo, I started doing that too. And it was like, it worked for him when I heard his story, right? So it's like, you know, this has been one of the best years of I gotta say it definitively, it's been the best year of my life. Every year is a better year, you know? So you level up. One thing I've been doing, there's something, you can Google this if you need to, it's called tithe and offering. I might be pronouncing it wrong. Like giving tithing. Like tithing and offering, like to your church, right? Parents probably force you to do it or whatever, but as an adult, a grown adult.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to be religious to practice this, but you know what I mean? If you even if you don't go to church, you know, the churches that your parents go to, cool. The idea is this, like, you got some money, right? If you have a closed fist, how's more money gonna enter?
Impossible.
Right? So it's like, they say you can choose a percentage that you're comfortable with, but anything at all, guys, try this. You know, if you do Titan art, like I challenge myself to go up and up every week, or do whatever. It's like whatever. But imagine, like, whoever you believe in, God, you know what I'm saying, or whatever you call it for your thing.
Right.
But if you give some away a little bit, you can expect to receive something back. But don't give with the expectation to receive.
Right.
But the idea that, you know, because sometimes my clients come out of nowhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, God is taking care of me.
The idea is understand that it's not about you. The money wasn't, or whatever success is for you, it didn't come by your own power. It's understanding that there was a force at play. There was a higher power that caused this to happen. And now I'm just doing a sacrifice unto that, believing that, you know, it's a form of thanksgiving.
Break down your story the way you kind of mentioned it to me, because you said 1 year you did this.
Bro.
Like, if you can, before we wrap up, you know what I'm saying?
So I remember literally just a few years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Well, first, let's backtrack to my mom. You know, like I mentioned in the beginning, coming from Haiti, I remember we were living in Haiti in a mansion. My dad used to work for the government over there. You know, we're living life, and life is beautiful, life is good. And my mom was already over here with another, you know, some of my siblings. Now, she was sending money and food and all of these things to us in Haiti. And then, like I said, we were living like kings. And when I got here, I realized my mom was working as the people that work at the hotels and clean the hotels, housekeeping at Miami International Airport. And she was making $8 or whatever she was making, $8.25 an hour. And I'm like, bro, and she has her own bills over here. She's paying apartment. She's living life and sending things back home for us to live like king and queens and things like that. And then I remember as a kid, and I asked her, I'm like, yo, mom, like, how are you doing this? Like, how is this even possible? And then she was like, Pitam, I don't buy me konen, meaning that, my child, I don't even know. But what I could tell you, it's my pay dimwe. I'm paying my tithe. And then I remember her, my tithe, and I'm like, bro, what does that got to do with the money you're making? She's like, bro, I'm telling you, there were times where I would make this amount of money and I would pay my tithe, and literally everything just flow. And she was teaching me these things, and I'm like, it don't make sense, but that's why it's important to hear. It's important of what you're hearing. Even though I wasn't applying these things yet, I still heard it, and it was still inside of me subconsciously. I still know of it. So I now fast forward to me now living that life where, you know, I'm making money and I don't want to pay my tithe, because why would I? I want to keep 100% of what's mine, because that was my mindset. I thought it was mine. In reality, it's not yours. You know, nothing is yours. Everything you have is a gift. Everything you have is a gift from God. So when you understand that it's a gift and you don't want to give back what was given to you, how do you want to be? That's the thing. That's why most people are stuck in the poverty mindset, in the poverty where they're at, because they just want to receive, take, and they've got nothing to give, or they don't want to give anything. So I remember when I was living that type of lifestyle, bro, every single week, I got a tire that popped. I got nails entering my tire. My car's breaking down. I pay for a bill. And like literally, the money was draining.
You fix one problem,
two more problems come up. I fixed this pop up. I fixed this pop up. And then, when I'm like, and then I could hear my mom's voice like, you better pay your tithe. I'm like, what? All right. And then I paid it, and then problems start diminishing and problems start going away. And I'm like, But even then I still didn't believe, because I'm like, maybe that's just a fluke. Maybe it's just, I don't know. We're going to test it some more. And then I remember last year, I made a couple of hundreds of thousands, and then I didn't want to pay my tithe. Bro, I literally paid my tithe the December 31st of that year because I didn't want to pay it.
This is different than taxes, just to be clear.
Yeah.
He still got to pay taxes.
Taxes.
Now we doing something else. All right, keep it busy.
So I literally didn't want to pay it. And then I remember my girl went in the car and she took the checkbook, because I've explained those stories, the same story that I'm telling you right now. I've explained it to her, and even though I'm the person who brought her into God, I brought her into church. And that's the funny thing is, like, when you have someone that wants to see you do better and that believes in the vision, you need people around you that'll push you to do good things, that'll bring back the greater return. So she went in the car, took the checkbook, write the amount, the 10% that it was supposed to be, and she bought it to me. She said, you ain't even got to look at it. All you got to do is sign. I signed that check, bro. I'm like, Signed that check. You know, we gave it away. The very next 4 months, doubled. Within 4 months, bro. And I'm not talking about double of the check, double of my income. I'm like, holy shit. Oh, this is a hack. So now I know everything I got is not mine. I know everything I got is not mine. Like, God want here, you could take it. Like this morning, I went to buy some food at the Haitian restaurant, and then this guy in front of me didn't have any funds or whatever was going on with his cards, and I hear everybody around. There was like 2 other older gentlemen around him, looking back and forth, and they don't know what to do. I'm like, yo, what's going on? He told me what's going on. I'm like, yo, here, take my card. I paid. And the giving back with the joy, knowing that, yo, that's how you receive more. Like paying it forward, looking out for somebody else that don't have it. God will always provide you with more, because he knows in your heart that you are a person that will give back to his children, because life is not about you. It's about serving God's people. God is not coming down physically to help another human being. Just like God doesn't come down physically to give you something. He uses another person to bless you. So if you want to be blessed from God, what you want to do is bless others. So I did that, bro. And it was like everybody's looking at me and I'm like, okay, that's regular. But it shows the mindset of how people don't like to give. They don't like to give. They just like to receive. And that's why a lot of people are stuck in the environment, or they're stuck in their current situation, is because they just want to take. So that's the advice that I would give. If you want to receive more, if you want to become more, you must do more, you must give more, and you must just make more sacrifices.
Mm-hmm. Do not be scared.
Don't be scared
to give. A little bit, even if it's a little bit.
Even if it's a little bit. That's the thing. You don't gotta go out and dish out thousands and hundreds and no. It's always best to teach somebody else how to fish. But when you find someone that is less fortunate or just not able to do certain things, and you could discern. Like in that same restaurant where I was at, on my way walking out, there was this other older lady that was there. She called me or asked me for something. I just walked past her, and people would be like, "Oh, you're mean," or "You didn't like." I just did it for someone else. My spirit don't tell me to do it for her, because she's always there begging, and I don't want to exchange that spirit. That's another thing we have to be careful of. You have to be able to discern and follow when to look out, when to serve, when to give, and who to serve, who to give. Because if you serving the enemy, whether you know it or not, you're serving the enemy. And if you serve that dark power or whatever, that's what you're gonna receive back. So all of that is deeper. Like you said, we'll definitely bring back another episode. But
so guys, man, on this episode, if you stay to the end, you learning how to double your income.
100%.
In 4 months.
Yeah.
Literally factual. This has been done, proven.
Yeah.
Results, all of that. So wrapping up, just wanted to let the people know how they can get in tune with you, how they can learn from you. What opportunities are there? I know you're building out the community. You already have over 120 something members already, and it's been like 2 weeks.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah. So where can they find you? Socials, all of that, website, all of that.
Okay, right now I got my attorney working on getting me my actual page back, which will be Mr. GWB. I lost that page when I was on vacation, but if you are, watching this, whenever you're watching it, still try to go on Instagram and look for Mr. MR_GWB_. You will find my IG, or just follow my business page, GWB_services_. And then whenever my other page come back, you can just click the link on there. You'll be able to find me on there. Also, you could just text us at 561-290-3452 if you're in need of, a tax strategist to help you save hundreds of thousands in your, tax liabilities. Also, if you are looking for life insurance, you can text me as well. If you're anything that you need in our community, we have, people like my brother here, Ty, that, teach you how to access funding and using, other people's money, and have access to multiple different people that are experts in their field, or that have, that are very successful financially in their field because of whatever. And if you join our community, you'll be able to have access to all of these different individuals to come and teach you every week about something different. Like literally last week, we just had a webinar teaching people how to fix their credit. And we did all of that for free. And it was a way of giving back to me because I remember I was able to make a living off of that. I was able to make an extra $30,000 to $50,000 a year just by fixing other people's credit. And at that time I was still working as a security guard, and now being able to make an extra $50,000 a year, it's a big change. You know what I mean? So now I'm like, I don't want to do that anymore. It's a lot of headache having to be that one person that's dealing with everything. I'm like, I'll just do the community. I teach it one time and I'll have it recorded. So, and anytime you want to go back and watch it and learn how to do this yourself, you'll be able to do it. So this is not just theory. This is like proven thing that has worked for us. And we now have these people come and teach us, and it's recorded. Now you have access to it 24/7. It's literally like you said, going to YouTube or going to these universities, but these are not universities of a professor that is teaching you about business that has never ran a business. This is not a university about people teaching you about things that has never been done. These are people that has done the work. It works for them, and then now they came and teach it to us, or taught us how it could work for us as well. And then now we implement everything that we've been taught into our life, and just be a doer of the word. That way, it's like everything just happens.
So there you have it, guys. Look, I go by the name Deletekings, but I don't teach credit repair.
Right.
I started there, but now it's business funding. So I'm gonna be in his free community where you can learn
100%.
how to fix your credit. I seen it. I was screenshot. I was like, he's giving the sauce.
Yeah.
How to teach credit repair.
Yeah.
Right? Now, I'm gonna be giving out a lot of business funding sauce in there too. So somewhere in the links in the description of this video, you can see it on YouTube, all platforms. You're gonna just tap in. You're gonna see a lot more where this came from. But hope you enjoyed this episode. We taught you how to double your income, how you can start a tax business, all of that good stuff. He's gonna be on a lot more. You're gonna see a lot more. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
So stay blessed. You know where to find us. Again, your social one more time.
Mr._GWB or GWB Services, 561-290-3452. Let's make it happen.
Let's go. Deletekings 850. Like, subscribe. Peace.